Shalom. You are good. I may be making you disappointed because I still need to learn a lot of Hebrew before I can make a speech in Hebrew. Ladies and gentlemen, the lady mentioned before, Hannah, that I work for a big company, a global player in power technology for many years. And I used to be the vice president for marketing and sales. In the beginning, it was only for Europe and China, and later became the whole global market. And because I'm a Chinese, living 40 years in Europe, so I, of course, spend much more time in China. Yeah? And actually, I and my team help the company to manage to get the biggest market share among all the global players. And so my last visit to China was a very unusual one, and I would like to share with you this unusual personal story that you can only get from me, no one else. What happened is, after a busy day, together with one of the top managers of the global management in Beijing, so I returned to my hotel. It was already late in the evening, midnight. I was thinking to, take my rest. So just before I start to undress myself, somebody rang on my door in Hotel Sheraton in Beijing. So I peeped through the hole. Well, two unknown men standing there. I wonder, who can that be at this time of the day? But, my grandma used to tell me, never get afraid someone knock at your door at night if you never do anything bad. So I opened my door and say, what do you want? And they were friendly and polite and say, are you Mr. Manyan? I say, yes. We are from the Ministry of State Security. Aha, I see. So secret agents. I say, what do you want? Oh, we just want to make friends with you. I say, come on, not this time of the day. Well, they say, you are so busy the whole day, and then he started to tell me, just to show me that they know exactly what I have been doing the whole day, okay? And we don't want to interfere you. You have just finished your chat with your big boss down at the bar, and that's why we come first now. Okay, I say, come in. But they say, no. We have prepared a suite upstairs. Our boss is waiting for you there. Okay. I follow my grandma principle, never get afraid. You have done nothing bad in your life. So I walked with them and went up to room 1024. I still remember, Sheraton Hotel in Beijing. And it was a presidential suite. Wow. So I was a bit honored. Yeah? And then their boss was sitting there, and very polite, smiling face, and came to me and started to flatter me. Said, oh, Mr. Manyan, I'm so proud to meet you. You are such a successful Chinese in Europe. I don't know a second person who has come up to such a high position as you in Europe, and you know a lot about high tech, and you are doing this and that. Only flattering words, you are so intelligent. I'm proud to be a Chinese, he said. And after all this flattering, and a lot of small talk, just to, it's a kind of psychology. They wanted to create a very nice atmosphere, yeah? But sooner or later, they have to come up to what they want. And what they want, in the beginning, still look a little bit harmless. They say, well, you see, we are a bit worried for you. We have been listening to your speeches around the world. Wow, they knew that, yeah? I've been making speeches, this time it's in Tel Aviv, but usually everywhere in the world. And then they say, from your speeches, we understand that you have got a lot of wrong information. You know, we understand, you know, you are a victim of Western propaganda, anti-Chinese propaganda. So they want to help me to correct my view on China. I was very patient to listen to them. And actually, there were three, but only the boss was talking all the time, like it used to be in China. And so anyway, after his long talk, he felt that it was useless. It was useless. So, but it's like, you know, I don't know, maybe it sounds terrible, but I felt like I'm talking with, you know, mafia people. You know, the first step is, of course, to convince. And guess what's the second step? Also start with C. It convince doesn't work, corrupt, right? How to corrupt? Well, he came up with a fantastic deal. He said, Mr. Manyan, you know that I can always manage to keep my promise. If you become cooperative, I promise you, you just need to tell me which project in China you want to win, regardless how big this project is. Just tell me, and I make sure that you win. Okay? That's a great deal, huh? And what does it mean by then to be cooperative? Well, not only that I should stop talking critical to the regime, to the government, to the about the party, I should the other way around, telling the world the so-called truth. Yeah? And of course, I'm not bribable, I'm not corruptible. So, and they notice that also. And time just go, like my time now here. So they move to the third step. And the third step is threatening. Right, right. I hope you guys haven't encountered mafia before. You know so well. First step, second step. So then he started saying, the boss started saying, Mr. Manyan, if you are not cooperative, I can give you another guarantee, and that is you and your family will have endless trouble in your life. Okay? Didn't sound so specific, yeah? So I don't care. So I keep being unfrightened, you know, because I know, you know, my grandma helped me a lot. I always thought about my grandma, you know. If you have done nothing bad, never be afraid of anything. And also, I believe that there is a power up there, yeah? I think my grandma is talking about the superpower up there. Yeah? If you do something good, you don't need to be afraid. So I was the most relaxed person in that presidential suite. And this poor guy, he get more and more nervous. I feel sorry for him because I know he wants to make career. He wants to, you know, give a great report to his boss that he managed to change me, and didn't manage. So at the end, he lost patience. He stand up and bang his hand on the table and say, you don't think that I don't know who you are. You Manyan, you are the biggest anti-Chinese element in Europe. Wow. I didn't say it, but I was thinking, wow, what an honor. And then he started counting up all my so-called crime. You were making speech that and that year at the United Nations Geneva Conference on Human Rights. You were giving speech at the European Parliament, German Parliament, Swedish Parliament, boom, boom, boom. Wow, he had everything in his mind. He must have been paid to, you know, dedicated to follow me. So actually, my idea was, wow, not only that I'm honored, actually, it's a fantastic confirmation for what I have been doing. It has an effect, otherwise they won't spend so much effort to try that. So he starts shouting me and say, you bloody anti-Chinese element, and boom, boom, boom. When he has finished his last sentence and needs some more air, then I say, oh, Mr. X, fantastic. Now finally, I find something in common between you and me. Wow, they were all looking at me like that. Yeah, you know, you don't like those anti-Chinese elements. I don't like them either. So, well, let's cooperate. We can work together now, I say. And they look at me like that. And I said, by the way, when you do things, you should always attack the most determining factor. So we should together fix the problem with the biggest anti-Chinese organization first, right? They listen to me. I say, you know who? You know which organization, the biggest anti-Chinese organization? The Chinese Communist Party. Oh, they all look at me, didn't know what to say. And I say, I very patiently, calmly telling them, you know why? Because for me, anti-China means against China. So what is China? Chinese culture, Chinese people, Chinese environment, that's China. I say, tell me, under whose leadership in the last 70 years that Chinese traditional culture was almost totally damaged, and 80 million Chinese people got an abnormal death in the last 70 years without war. And the environment of China used to be beautiful everywhere. Today, do you know? I say, maybe you don't know. I say, 70% of all the rivers in China have no more fish because of pollution. And not only that, you don't even allow people to believe in whatever they want to believe as long as it's within the legal frame. Not only the Tibetan Buddhists are persecuted. Right now you are persecuting the biggest group, the Falun Gong practitioner. And they only want to be a good person. They believe in truthfulness, compassion, and forbearance. And they all end up in jail, in labor camp, and got tortured. And even worse of all, according to an independent investigation from two Canadians, you guys are doing the biggest systematic organ harvesting on Falun Gong practitioner, and actually sanctioned by the state. Isn't it anti-Chinese? Let's work together. They could not say anything. They were stunned. And then I just stand up and say, sorry, tomorrow I have an early flight, and I would like to go to my bed. And they dare not to stop me. I walked through their room to the door, and then the big boss came after me and hold the door and say, when you go home, when you come home, think about what I told you tonight. I say, Mr. X, when you go home, also think about what I told you tonight. Bye-bye. And I left. So, my final word is, ladies and gentlemen, we are all probably business people. We can do business with everything, but never do business with human dignity and human right. Thank you.